What's up everybody, Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we're doing Ouroboros, which is in Halo 4, beat the par time on the level Infinity. So, load up this level. This is the longest level in Halo 4 at least. So we're in for quite a ride. I did cut out some of it because it's me just, standing around waiting for a door to open or going up an elevator. So there's not much to really look at there. So I tried to trim it down where I could. So these 3 Promethean Knights from the start are just hanging out around these dead bodies. Kind of weird, kind of creepy. Not something I recommend doing. But then they disappear right when you go up to them, so no need to fight them. And then we just grab the DMR and we're just heading on our way. We could go up here and just bypass all these crawlers. You could probably run past them, just, normally. I am on easy, that's why I'm not really taking that much damage from all these shots. I accidentally fell down. I recommend staying up on top, though. Obviously, when you're being shot and you're sprinting, you're actually slowed down every time you take a hit, so try to not fall down and take those hits, because then you will sprint faster. So you want to take out that crawler on the right that I took out, because he has a binary rifle, and even though it is on easy, he could do a good amount of damage to you. So I grabbed his binary rifle, no real reason that I did, I just felt like picking it up. I don't have any strategy, going forward with it, but it's a pretty sweet weapon. So I'm just running by all of these people. Like I said, you could do this on any difficulty. Well, I don't know if I said that. You could do this on any difficulty. There, I said it. There is 25 minutes allowed for the par time for this level. So if we finish in under 25 minutes, we get the achievement. All those things, those nav points that are leading me to the friend or foe tags that my Marine buddies have left behind, those you don't actually have to pick up. So you're going to see me run by a few of them, except for the one at the end here. We'll have to pick that one up to cue the cutscene, the first cutscene. Not the end of the level. That would be nice if it was, because it would be like 2 minutes in instead of like 16. But anyway, like I said, not much to this first part. We're just going to run by most of the people here. You could actually jump up and take a little shortcut. You normally have to wrap up and around a bunch of vines and stuff here, but I guess I'm not going to show you the other way. I guess I'm going to wrap up a bunch of the vines that I mentioned, and here we go. You could actually get up to this platform to the left that you need to go to a little quicker if you do a little weird little jump. It's not that weird. I don't know why I said it was weird. It's pretty straightforward. But I didn't do that, so oh well. But just grab this friend or foe tag, refill your DMR ammo, and there's a cutscene there I skipped. We're at the next section. Behind you after that cutscene is the terminal I just zoomed in on, so check that out if you don't have it already. And we're just going to sprint by all these guys as well. And speaking of terminals, if you don't have them all yet, or you need help finding them, or whatever, I have terminal guides up, I have skull guide locations up, I have pretty much the locations of all the collectibles in the Master Chief Collection, among many other things like laser guides and speedrun guides and a bunch of other Easter egg achievements. So if this is your first video of mine you're watching, I have a ton more that you could check out, so check it out. But anyway, back to this guide in particular. There's a bunch of enemies here to start. There's 4 Marines that are defending themselves for their dear lives. They're probably going to die unless you come help them out. So let's help them out a little bit. Just headshot all the crawlers. This area we do have to kill everything, and we got to kill a bunch of reinforcements as well. Unfortunately, we can't progress until we kill all of them. So just take them out as quickly as you can. The crawlers are obviously susceptible to headshots right off the bat. They don't have any shielding at all. So just aim for the head. They're kind of annoying. They're more difficult to shoot in the face than grunts are. After taking out all the crawlers, I would take out the Watchers because they could revive Knights, they could shield Knights along with crawlers, and they could throw grenades back in your face if you throw a grenade near them, so that's not good. And then finally I would take out the Knights. Obviously they have shielding, so you need to take their shield down, and then you could go ahead and headshot them if you would like. It's kind of tough to headshot Knights as well. And you also have to headshot them twice, pretty much. You gotta shoot them in the face to open up their little helmet type thing, which kind of opens up from the center and folds outwards, and then you could shoot them in the face. They're kind of like grunts in Halo Reach, where they had a helmet that when you shot it, it kind of fell off, and then you could headshot them for the kill. So you kind of need a double headshot to kill them, once their shields are down, of course. And I forgot, Watchers also spawn in these lovely turrets that I took down already, but those things you probably want to take out pretty quickly, because they do a lot of damage to your Marines. So, especially if you're going for the bros to the close or whatever achievement, where you gotta save all 6 Marines. So, definitely do that, because the Marines do help you out, especially if they live long enough to get on these turrets, then they help out a lot for the next section. So, we fought our way up the hill, and we're gonna have to fight a bunch of Promethean reinforcements once we get ourselves established up here. Once this guy stops phasing away from me. Dear Lord. Okay, there we go. And there's another one, though. We got to take him out. And, nope, we're out of ammo there. Okay, we'll just, DMR him to death. There we go. Alright. Switch out for his light rifle. So fortunately, I have some of my Marines still alive, so they could help me out here. Once you put Cortana in here, we're going to run down. There are a ton of reinforcements that are going to come, but I have a method to the madness. They always spawn in the same spots. So immediately sprint down here, and we are going to wait right here. There's a knight that spawns in right here, as you can see, and you could assassinate him. Then immediately sprint over here and assassinate this guy, and then immediately sprint over here and assassinate this third knight. He's going to appear any second, I promise. There he is. Oh, there we go. I got him. Sometimes if you don't smack him and kill him on the first smack, he just phases away and, teleports to some other part of the map, which is annoying. Once you kill those 3 knights, there'll be like 12, I think, crawlers that come running up the hill here. You can see I turned to the right and immediately started shooting a bunch of them. And once there are only 2 crawlers remaining out of that 12, there will be another knight that spawns in right about here. So that's why I'm kind of waiting here. There he is. Got him. So got that guy. Once you kill that 4th knight, you could run down here, and there's going to be more crawlers. And you want to keep an eye out down here, because once this Watcher spawns, he will spawn in more crawlers. But we killed him before he spawned in more crawlers, so that way that saved us some time. And once you do that, this 5th knight will spawn right there. And once you kill the 5th knight, a 6th knight will spawn right in front of this rock here. So I got on top of the rock and just smack him right in the top of the back there. And that is it for this section. That's a lot of, memorizing where enemies are spawning. It's a lot of work. It's not really worth it for this achievement. You could just, stay up here on a turret and just gun at them. So it's kind of overkill for the purposes of this achievement, but it's definitely very useful and gets you a better time overall. But again, we have 25 minutes to accomplish this whole thing, so there's definitely room for error / room for not doing any of that nonsense that I just did. But anyway, we've come to this next section. There are Covenant now in the mix as well. We see some Promethean Knights directing these Covenant forces, telling them what to do. And oh boy, killed that knight, but this Watcher's resurrecting him. Not cool. So, now he's teleporting away. Very nice. Alright, so take out as many grunts and jackals as you can. Beware of the needlers, because the needlers are very deceiving. They could actually kill you while you have a shield still, because they kind of collect in your body and then all of a sudden explode if there's enough of them in you. So you could have half a shield like I have right now, and all of a sudden die if there's enough needles in you. So watch out for that. Don't think you could take more shots and advance your position when you're dealing with a needler. Some people overlook that because it's just, it's a little measly grunt. I don't have to worry about him. I have to worry about this gigantic Promethean Knight. But no, you got to worry about that grunt too. That also goes for enemies wielding plasma pistols, because they could overcharge plasma pistol you, and then you have a full shield 1 second and then no shield the next. So anyway, I like to grab a railgun, as you can see I've done. It's very useful against Promethean Knights. Once this Phantom comes in, it'll drop off some jackals to the right side and then some grunts to the left side. So try to headshot all of them as quickly as possible. It will be exactly 3 jackals to the right and 3 grunts to the left. And I didn't really do a great job of headshotting those jackals at all. But we're going to redeem ourselves here, maybe with the grunts. Yes, we will. Alright, well, I feel good about that at least. And the jackal is still up. The last jackal, there we go. But don't think you're done, because we have 2 battle wagons left, which are Promethean Knights that have scatter shots. So try not to get too close to them. As you can see, I am just, totally disregarding my own advice and getting right into the mix with them. I skipped ahead. There's a pelican that comes in that picks you up there, so just wait there for a pelican, hop in, and you will get warped to this section, even though it seemed like you were done with the whole level. We have quite a bit more. So instead of taking the tank which is in front of you when you first get to this section, just follow this path, jump up here, and we can actually avoid all of the enemies. It's actually faster to just run through, and when we run through and take this route, we're actually going to despawn all of the enemies, so that is very useful. Just follow this path, run over here. You don't have to stay up as well as I'm staying up on the rocks here, but try to, and just wrap around here, and you can see straight ahead of us there's supposed to be a bunch of vehicles and nonsense that we got to go through, but I'm totally skipping that and despawning all these enemies. So we're doing an infinite sprint glitch right now. All we have to do is run, jump and smack, and then hit sprint again. So sprint, jump smack real quick, and then sprint again, and it will effectively give you infinite sprint, which is kind of awesome and very useful when we're doing things like this, like little speed runs. Though this isn't really a speed run, it's just a guide for getting the part-time achievement. I want to make that point clear because once in a while someone will come on here and be like, this isn't a speed run, this is the worst speed run I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, this is not a speedrun guide, this is a part-time achievement guide. That's what this whole thing is about, man. So anyway, enough of, making fun of the one person out of the thousands of you lovely people out there. So you can see as I was making fun of the rare internet troll that I grabbed a Wraith on my way. And the Ghost is faster, you can pick up a Ghost and get to this point more quickly, but the Wraith is a much better vehicle for destroying all these guys. So you'll get here quicker, but you won't be able to get through this point quicker with a Ghost. So that's why I chose to get a Wraith. So it took a little bit longer to get here, but once I did get here, it was much more easy to plow through all the enemies. That door I just shot with the Wraith is the door we want to go through. It takes like 30 seconds once you kill all the enemies in that room for it to open, so I just skipped ahead a little bit. Sped this part up because we're just activating the Mantis. We got to hop in the Mantis and blow up this door in front of us. I think you could blow it up with the rockets actually, but I want to save the rockets in case I, need it for a rainy day. So I'm going to just blow it up, then abandon the Mantis, grab a Mongoose, and I'm going to sprint over here. Well, I guess I'm not sprinting. I'm just in a vehicle. So I'm going quickly. It's a Mongoose, people. It's a Mongoose. It's been in the series since Halo 3. Dear Lord. I guess it's been around since even before that. It was cut from Halo 2. But, So I'm going to speed over here. I normally don't go this way. I normally take a left as soon as I can, but for some reason I was compelled to go over here. I don't know why. But it definitely doesn't save any more time than if I just took a left immediately instead of going all the way to the end of the hallway and now having to run back a further distance. Is that proper grammar? Probably not. But anyway, a longer distance. So I guess this works too anyway, so, try it out. But we're just basically running through everything because the Mantis is slower and fighting everybody is slower. So we don't want to deal with that crap. So I'm just sprinting along. Here I go with my DMR and my rockets. And we're going to the hull of the ship to get in another Mantis to blow up more people. Because that's what we do all the time. We just blow up people, shoot people in the face, get in Mantises, blow up other stuff. And the world was good. So just kill these grunts. There's like 5 or 6 in this elevator. Once we get in the elevator, we'll just go up. Obviously, that's what elevators do. I guess they could go down as well, but this one went up. And I cut out like 30 to 40 seconds of me just riding the elevator, and then I went to the doorway, obviously, and came out to the exterior of the Infinity. And you want to grab a, I was about to say mongoose, but you want to grab a mantis. Easily confused. One is a bipedal robot mech thing, and the other is just a little tiny little jeep. But you can see I shot 2 of the 3 jammers right off the bat with rockets, because the sooner you unjam those jammers or whatever, you blow them up, the sooner your friendly AI guns come online. You can see some machine guns on the hull of the ship helping us out now. So this is the final area, the final battle of this level. We don't really have an opportunity to run past anybody. We just got to hold out and kill all the people that come and try to kill us. So they will be coming in on Banshees and Phantoms. So you can see this Phantom here I'm deciding to take issue with. Get out of my airspace, bro. So we're just going to shoot at him. It usually takes about 2 overheating chain guns worth of ammo along with 2 full salvos of rockets from my left arm to take out a Phantom. So take them out as you see them come in. Because that way you don't have to fight any, well, I'm sure you'll have to fight some ground enemies because you can't possibly kill all of them. Challenge accepted, maybe. But obviously the more you kill, the less ground troops you have to deal with because they are the ones dropping off the ground troops. So if you kill them like that before they have an opportunity to drop off anybody, then you don't got to fight anybody. Except for the ship you just fought, but So some things you want to watch out for while being in the Mantis are jackals and grunts. They're probably your worst enemy because they have pistols, plasma pistols that is, and they could overcharge them. Like I mentioned earlier, when you're on foot, it just drains your shields all the way, but when you're in a vehicle, it doesn't drain your shields, but it stuns you. It actually allows you to not move. So actually, some vehicles you could shoot and continue shooting while you're stunned, but with a Mantis, you actually cannot aim or shoot or move at all. So you're totally helpless, which just opens you up to fire from all sides, all angles, and you can't do anything about it. So you definitely want to make grunts and jackals a priority. Even though they look teeny tiny and like they can't do anything, they could definitely mess up your day. And once a nav point pops up here and Captain Del Rio prompts you, just go over here, activate the map controls, and that is the end of the level. You do want to hop back into the Mantis in case there is a wayward Banshee roaming around. Sometimes they do continue to fire at you, even though the rest of the enemies have totally given up and retreated. But that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Click like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter at HaloCompletion and on Twitch at SilverScorpion4, and I will see you guys later for more Halo achievements.